See, I'm reticent to open the pod like this, but I basically had to click start recording when you said the thing you said before I clicked start recording, which was I eat
I'm just
meat
gonna
every.
deny it.
Feel free. I eat meat every 10 days to poop better, which sounds
That's not exactly
like
what I said.
that's a paraphrase, but a lot of those words were in the sentence you said. And I just feel like I don't have a better option for cold opens than that. Like, I just like it just hit me like a bolt of thunder out of the blue, or like a poop in your toilet apparently once every 10 days.
Look, man, there's a lot going on with my body that I could explain to you, but I don't think that you really need to hear, nor does the
No.
10 people who listen to this podcast.
I think the thing I want to know is like I have several questions in order. Question number 1, why does meat make you poop more? I feel like it's a poop neutral food.
I think it is not the meat itself, but it is the things that I would have with meat.
I see.
End up help, like, because if I have like a thing that has meat in it, maybe it's like a sort of spicy Italian sausage, and it's just like that will generally cut right through me.
Sure. I mean, I don't not buy that. Sure, I'm with it.
I was just saying that we were talking about stuff for the environment, for clarity's sake here for folks, right? And I was just like, well, I have significantly cut back on my meat intake. I don't feel like the need to claim a label of like vegetarian or anything, but I am proud at the amount that I've like reduced my animal product consumption.
Right. It's just like what I expected you to say was like, I eat meat every 10 days so I can get like iron or something of that nature. And you were just like, no, I eat meat every 10 days so I can poop.
Well, that could be part of it. I'm not sure. But basically, there are situations where I'm with people and it's like, oh, we want to go out to dinner or something. And it's like, then I become the person with like the dietary restriction. We can't go to a certain place because they don't have like a vegetarian option for me or what, you know? So just like, I'm not going to claim the label because if it's convenient, I will just have meat, you know? Sure. But, yeah, added upside is, I don't know, sometimes if there's like a weirdo tomato sauce or spicy Italian sausage kind of thing, just easy, I mean, that day.
This is an official KMBest podcast recommendation for spicy Italian sausage. That seems like something I should look into.
I used to have a lot more oven pizzas, as you may know.
Yes.
The Jack's sausage pizzas just cut me up.
See, that seems insane to me. You're describing foods that make me not poop and being like, this makes me poop. This is the confusing part of this.
There's you may look at the freezer aisle and be like, why is a Jack's pizza $2 and a Tombstone is $5? Well, that's probably why.
Well, here's the thing. I've never looked at a freezer aisle and seen a Jack's pizza. You're naming a brand that you could have just made up and just being like, yeah, everyone knows this. I'm not.
No, I think it is like Red Baron, Tombstone, and then Jack's is probably the next big. I guess like DiGiorno's up there now, but before DiGiorno was a thing, and also DiGiorno's, you know, for the rich people.
It's middle class pizza, yeah.
Oh well, middle class doesn't exist anymore, right? So
yeah, I mean, look,
it's bougie. Ain't no one got $8 for an oven pizza? You kidding me?
Yeah,
it's not even good.
You're right. I don't have $8 for an oven pizza because I spent it all on Marvel Snap, except I didn't because they accidentally, like, I don't want to put words in their mouth. But this new game mode is like the most generous game mode they've ever done. And that's before you get into the part where you can win trade. Like, it is so insanely easy to just farm the nacho shop. You play it for, I would guess, 5 to 7 hours. You will get danger. You will get a billion like variants. You will get as many of whatever border you want. You will get multiple exclusive like special little tchotchkes in there. And part of me is like, okay, they knew this was going to be an easier one because this is a game mode that has like relatively less stuff in the shop. They seems like they built the shop knowing that you might be able to clear it out, right? And that's good. But also, like when I look at this and then I look at Kid Omega, it's just like, why did one of them have to be one way and then this could be this way and this is okay and that wasn't? And that was like, what possible continuity of regime could come up with both of those things? You know what I mean? Like how did the same people come up with both of those things?
Well, the Occam's razor of it all is that there's probably different people. I don't know.
See, I'm not sure they just. I don't know if they have enough people in the like whoever designs events department to have it be different people. I know that Sam Stoddard is like the guy for that. He's like the Glenn of events, as far as I'm aware. He went on Snap Judgment's podcast channel right before High Voltage Overdrive, which, by the way, I just want to say, if you're the guy who does Snap Judgments, if you're Glazer, and you get like the big exclusive interview with the design team behind High Voltage Overdrive, are you extra mad that High Voltage Overdrive is like the worst event of all time? Like you finally you work your way up the Marvel Snap content creator ladder, you finally get an exclusive interview with a dev, and it's for the game mode that makes everyone quit the game. Like, is that how mad are you if you're that guy?
Or you're enjoying it. I don't know. It's better that maybe it is better for it to be that mode when I don't know, at least that one like stands out in people's minds versus like normal High Voltage where it's like, what card did I even get? Who knows? Something that I never put into a deck.
Yeah. I will say I have been very impressed with this game mode. I think it's been very, very solid and enjoyable, and I have no complaints about it, which means it was probably too good. Right? I feel like one thing people miss is friction is what drives sales in this business, I guess. And if there's such lack of friction in a game mode, as much as people like me are going to be like, thanks so much for making a frictionless game mode, we're saying that because it was too easy, right?
I don't know. Compared to the gacha games that I play and whatnot, the various mobile games, like those games are very often predatory, and then like the events are just freebies. Like that is generally the kind of like upside to playing them is like, oh, you get like this influx of rewards occasionally, and it is very rare where it's like a predatory economy coupled with predatory events. This is like, what are you doing? What is supposed to be the fun of this, you know? So I think the events should be like this.
I guess that does make sense, right? Although I'm not entirely like, I don't know. I think Marvel Snap's economy, I wouldn't use predatory to describe it because I think that's a little dramatic. But I do get what you're saying.
I do too. But I think that the comparison is apt, where it's like the friction is coming from the economy for sure. Where it's just like, oh, I want to acquire cards, and that is the biggest barrier I have.
Yeah.
And for some of these other games, like getting a new character may be that sort of barrier, right? But meanwhile, it's like, oh, the events are free. All you have to do is play them. You can clear out the shop. You get all this stuff. And I think if you're doing like a Runeterra sort of system where as long as you play the game, you can just free to play, have collection complete, then maybe the events are things where, you know, instead of Kid Omega, there's like a fancy cosmetic that you would also have to pay for.
Yeah, so in this analogy, a card like Danger is like the 4-star 5, like in FGO, what you'd get from events is like a 4-star character with like full Noble Phantasm 5. So like it would be like getting a 4-star to like E6 in Genshin or whatever, and like that would be the reward from events or whatever. In this analogy, Danger is basically that. But I will say this for Danger. I think Danger is going to be a really good card. I also think Danger is not going to be a really good card until they revert Killmonger, which I think probably brings us to the meat of this conversation, because
that better be this week, right?
it is supposed to be this week. From what I know, what reversions they're going to do are going to be on Thursday with the OTA. So, good, but also like, okay, cool. I'm glad you did it. But at the same time, like, what are we like? What is actually going to happen will impact Danger more than most, because the shell I imagine Danger making the most sense in is, I mean, first of all, Killmonger is basically her best friend. By getting rid of targets that are extremely small and letting her hit that second level up of targets effectively, Killmonger is going to be a really important card for her. As a card that destroys stuff, she could go in a death deck, for example. Just another card in that Luna Snow, Death, Killmonger, Shang-Chi, Fenris Wolf package that we haven't really gotten a chance to experiment with since Fenris Wolf fell off, because in large part, they nerfed half of it in this OTA. So we never really got a chance to really mess around with it in a metagame that could make a lot of sense for it. Danger is a card that I think the more I play Think First Steps, the more impressed I am with Think First Steps. I'll say that first and foremost. Danger feels like it would be Think First Steps. Like, I feel like I am consistently impressed with the ability of Think First Steps to just not just randomly win me games, but be good both on high leverage locations and against things that I just normally wouldn't have an answer to out of a mid-range deck, like a Cerebro lane or something like that, right? Like, I just don't have answers to that stuff, but because Think First Steps exists, I can actually play those games and they have to think about things. And Danger is a similar card with a lower ceiling, but a very cheap, a relatively cheaper cost, because one of the things that really hurts Think First Steps for me is that he does cost 5. And when you're playing a Think First Steps deck with Juggernaut in it, you kind of have to play Think First Steps on 5 and you can't do other stuff with it. And you're probably going to want a Juggernaut in your deck that blows up a bunch of your opponent's stuff, because there's going to be a lot of space to put other stuff. And I think that largely when I look at Danger, I see a card that I would describe as pretty underplayed considering the general state of things. But then when you look at the fact that they nerfed her best friends, like multiple of her best friends, I understand why people aren't really bothering with her right now.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I played against Danger a couple times already, and I only have like 500 nachos or something, so I'm struggling.
How?
Dude, it's like DiGiorno, man. It's like I don't have 7 hours to dedicate to this game mode.
Okay, literally all you need to do is get to the final table and get to like the bub refresh number, and then just every time you have bubs, you just go into the final table and snap 3 times. And then just you farm nachos. That's it.
Yeah, I mean that is mostly what I've been doing, but I'm at like the 3rd table or something.
Oh my god, you're so screwed. You got to take advantage of this while it's here. You gotta get your game on. Shout out to, I want to say that was Yu-Gi-Oh! Get your game on. No,
I'm losing ones of dollars of value.
Dude, it's low key. It's more than ones of dollars. It's like tens of dollars, dude. You're losing multiple DiGiorno pizzas of value. Yeah.
But that's only if I were going to buy DiGiorno's normally.
All I'm saying is,
which I certainly would not do.
Okay, here's my conversion. You get at least a new card and 2 exclusive variants from this, plus whatever else you want, probably, just by like doing enough of the game mode. That is, in my humble estimation, let's say 5 to 10 tombstones. You know?
I'll just get Danger in a month. I just got Airwalker today. Hell yeah.
I actually also just got Airwalker today. Low-key, the Killmonger nerf was good for one thing, and it was making me feel better about not getting Airwalker, because now it didn't matter that I couldn't play a Morgan Le Fay deck, even though I thought they were kind of bad. It was like, at least I could have played it. But then they put Killmonger in sleeper hold and gave him a noogie for 2 weeks. So I do think that is like the context of the metagame being what it is. I wonder how they feel about all these changes, because largely I have missed Shang-Chi existing, but I haven't felt like this metagame is terrible or anything like that. I have some questions about the rest of these. Like Killmonger, I think, is too nuked. Red Guardian, I think, is too nuked. Shadow King, I think, is too nuked. And you can see that by like the way Move has pretty much become the best deck, because nobody can really afford to play a 3 energy Shadow King. It's just like you have people out here who are just like doing things that would normally be absolutely unconscionable, but nobody can actually afford a 3 energy Shadow King. He's the DiGiorno pizza of the current Marvel Snap meta. People cannot pay that cost. And that is notable to me, because a lot of these Move decks are just like, I don't even care, dude. Like, I'm playing Move Tribunal, and it's all Human Torch, and if you have the card Shadow King, I die. But here's the thing. I know for a fact you don't have it, because you will not go out and splurge on that DiGiorno pizza.
I was thinking about how, like, in that economy, you just go in the freezer aisle, and they're just overstocked on DiGiornos, and the Jack shelf is just barren. And then also you turn around and you notice that, toilet paper seems to be sold out as well.
In this analogy, the toilet paper would be mercury, I think.
Yeah,
like instead of actually dealing with the Human Torch, we're buying Jacks and playing Mercury instead.
Yeah,
that's what's going on here. And like I have been doing that.
We have DiGiorno at home.
Yes, we do. We have DiGiorno at home with some spicy Italian sausage and 45 minutes in the bathroom. That is the promise we make. Is Jack's a real brand? I've legitimately never seen them. And this is coming. I eat the pizzas from Costco. Like, that's the frozen pizza brand that I eat.
As far as I can tell, all the frozen brands are like very regional.
Interesting. We should you know how like every card gamer is like, we should open an LGS? We should operate a regional frozen pizza brand.
It sounds like a lot of work.
It can't be that hard. It literally can't be that hard. All we have to do is devise a concoction of pizzas that make people have to take poops. We got to get in the lab and scientifically devise the laxative pizza and sell it for $2.
A buy one, get one with like a roll of Charmin or whatever.
That's it. That's how we get our seed funding. We go to the toilet paper companies and we're like, guys, I've got a great proposal for you.
Yo, we should also just buy Charmin stock as soon as we launch our company.
Talk about a pump and dump.
Yeah.
I was way prouder of that than your reaction. I feel like I thought that was good. It's good. I thought that was really good.
I'm not cringing at all.
Oh, thanks, man. So, yeah, thanks, Sarah. I appreciate it.
Well done.
Yeah. No. Okay.
You did not cause me physical pain that time.
I mean, here's the thing. A lot of my jokes I aim to cause physical pain. You know, like.
Well, I would hope so, because it happens a lot. So.
Yeah, like I think going for groans is a very reasonable comedy approach. Like that is a lot of what I do. It's sort of like the joke is on me for being dumb enough to make that joke. Like that's the premise of a lot of the comedy that I do. And I guess maybe, pump and dump was too smart, too clever. It was too high level there. I messed it up. That said, speaking of pump and dumps, the Marvel Snap-a-con... No. I did want to talk a little bit about which of these cards you think are safe to revert. Because they've been pretty coy about what the hell is actually happening, both in their actual notes, which I will note in a very funny twist of fate, the actual OTA did leak. Like, I saw pictures of people posting it on Facebook. Someone leaked the actual OTA, and it just didn't spread among the community because nobody believed them because of how weirdly it was written.
Okay.
So that's
What
awesome.
was weird about it?
They wrote
Did
it
say
in...
beep boop, the robots are taking over and
Yes.
they hate tech cards. Yeah.
Did you not read that? Yeah, that's literally what it
No.
said. Yeah, it said like almost exactly what you said. It was like beep boop, robots are here, Negasonic's not even a real world. We got to delete it.
Oh, you're saying the last, not the future one. Yeah, okay.
No, I don't even know.
No,
the
that
future
one I would
hasn't
understand.
We don't even have
I
the
thought you were saying
ability
that
to
the
leak
next
that.
one.
No.
Yeah,
we
I
don't
thought
even
you were
have
saying
the
the
ability
next
to
one
leak that
leaked.
yet. Nah, creator leaks always happen later because we just genuinely don't have the ability to leak it. Like, people assume we get a lot more heads up than we do, I think. But yeah, like the idea of the OTA leaking and nobody on the Facebook page believing you because they're just too weird. That's that rocks. I think that's sick as hell. So which of these are safe to get reverted? Which one of these would you prefer stay? I only have one that I think is like I think there are two sort of like free spaces on this bingo chart. Negasonic and Enchantress, I think it's sort of widely understood that those are basically fine. So we're going to take them off the bingo chart, and we're going to say, other than Negasonic and Enchantress, what are you chill with staying this way?
I just want things to go back to normal. I hate change. Change is scary.
Why?
Because when I was just eating an Italian sausage tombstone every day, it was safe and comforting and the same.
Mm-hmm. But when you switch to Jack's, is this the Jack's pizza of metagames?
It's not helping me poop more.
Oh my god, dude, we should do our poop thing, but a collaboration with Marvel Snap because people play on the toilet. We should. That's
a toilet game. Yeah.
They need to sponsor our. We'll call it yours. We'll say this is Gerry's Pizzas. That's what I think we should do. We should do Gerry's Pizzas with like a little sort of like cartoon of you on it.
No, I don't really like that because I don't know. I don't want the Googling of me to get diluted. You know?
No, I don't.
I like it. I like it when just like a bulk of magic results show up. And you have to go to like the third page to see like the preacher, you know? I don't want there to be like random pizzas in there. You know, it just doesn't it's not clean, you know?
Screw us.
Already messed up.
Sure. I love the prioritization here though, because it's like, forget about a successful business. I care about my SEO optimization. Like,
I do.
I don't want anyone like I don't want to retire as a pizza multi-millionaire with sponsorships from Toilet Games and Charmin. I want people to Google me and see that I want a pro tour.
Well, hopefully it's me auctioning my trophy for charity or whatever, you know, more than, and then it's just like, oh, a trophy. How do you get that? And then they can find that out.
How is that different from what I said? See that I want a pro tour and you're like, oh, a trophy. How to get that? That's exactly what I said.
It's just, it's the same thing, but it's implied. And it's the good part of me winning a tournament, not
right.
Just like, oh, he won a thing and that's it. Because
sure,
I don't know, people win shit every day. Who cares?
So true. In terms,
yeah,
of
I mean,
this...
we could do the pizza thing, just different branding.
Okay,
that doesn't mess up my SEO.
I mean, KM Pizza is kind of right there, I guess.
Trying to merge KMBest with pizza, like Beasta.
No, because Mr. Beast probably does that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like there's just no way he doesn't.
Is it confirmed that the Mr. Beast burger thing is just run out of Burger King?
I don't know if it's confirmed, but it was like a ghost kitchen, right? Like that was I'll tell you this. I used to hate the concept of ghost kitchens until there was a ghost kitchen near me that was just a Chili's, but it was only Chili's wings and fries, and they always had BOGOs on. And so it was the single greatest thing that has ever happened to my delivery app, was an infinite amount of half price like Chili's apps that I can only assume were a day from going bad. But I ate them well before that happened. It was a very good time in my life, and the margins were obviously unaffordable for them because they are no longer on any of my apps.
Well, the thing that I don't like about it is how it's, I don't know, like late night. I don't think anyone is really just like, oh, I need to Uber Eats from Denny's or some shit. But you see like, oh, this delicious like melt sandwich place with like very nice photos. It appears to be upscale, and the sandwiches are like $15, whereas like a Moons Over My Hammy is like $3. It is the Jack's Pizza of sandwiches.
Did you just like rip a Denny's menu item?
Yeah, the Moons Over My Hammy. I used to eat that all the time. Another thing, well, Denny's just, I feel like Denny's in general is like, that you need to bring your own roll of toilet paper with you when you go into Denny's.
I think we're learning more
I really
about
should have started doing that. I could not, dude, I would get a ham and cheese omelet and I could not leave without shitting my brains out. It's ham, egg, and cheese, man. What in there is the thing that is destroying my insides?
Are you like secretly lactose intolerant and you've just never checked this whole time?
No, I am not. Because when I'm not eating meat, it is generally like a decent amount of like cheese and bread.
I feel like we've gone from like haha funny joke to like, I'm actually kind of wondering if you have some sort of like food intolerance that I've never heard of, because what you're describing is not normal.
On me. Don't worry.
Like I just don't think that there are this many foods that make people feel like that, you know? Like it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, I've had a DiGiorno before.
Okay.
And
you're immediately canceled for being too high income, by the way.
I know.
We're going to redistribute your wealth. Shout out Zoran Mamdani.
This is me admitting to like having a private jet and taking it to go across town or whatever.
Yeah, like Taylor Swifting your 15-minute flights.
Yeah, exactly. I had a DiGiorno once, and I don't know, maybe it seemed like those ingredients were just better. Like it did not cut up my insides. And I feel like that is the common denominator here, is like me eating $2 Jacks and $3 Moons Over My Hammies. And maybe I should not be doing that.
I just like, I know magic culture is like 2 a.m. Waffle House. Like I get it. But
yeah,
here's the
also
thing.
Fuck you up sometimes.
Well, no, like I will ride or die for Waffle House. Like I feel strongly about some Waffle House. I just like, I can't imagine going to Denny's enough to know their menu.
The only time I've ever been shot at was my first time in a Waffle House, and I happily went back.
Yeah, this is the greatest restaurant in America.
This is no shade on Waffle House at all. And when I lived in Roanoke, it was probably once a week where Todd would just text me out of the blue at 4 a.m. Waffle House ? And I'm like, in, and he would just scoop me up and we'd go. And he knew I was awake at 4 a.m. You know?
I mean, that there is a man who is from the South.
Yeah.
That is like, yep, that is 100%. I would call it relatively normal behavior. Like, that is, it is just
me eating a food that I normally eat, and then me being like, oh, my tummy hurts.
I mean, I guess that is normal for you.
It is pretty normal.
So
anyway, I got a little bit of the tism, right? And so that is, I think, what leads me to just do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And it is, comforting. And so whenever I would go to Denny's, I would get the Moons Over My Hammy. And it was just that over and over and over and over again.
What is it?
It's just a ham and cheese sandwich.
Okay. I was like,
ham, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, solid. I do think it's very funny that like you're cognizant. It's like, okay, so here's my plan. This is my comfort routine. I go to Denny's, I get food that makes me shit myself. I shit myself, I go home. And that is my comfort routine. It makes me feel at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not gonna lie, there were times where we started the moods over my hammy thing was like way back in the day. And then started doing like lunches when I was in Seattle with people. And they'd just be like, oh, you want to go to Denny's on this random Sunday or whatever? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I started getting the omelets. And there were a couple times where I would just get the omelet and then it would destroy my insides. And I'd be like, oh no, why'd I do this? And then next time, go back, get the omelet again. Oh no, why'd I do this? And then the next time I was like, ooh, if I get the omelet, it's going to mess me up. And I'm like, I'll have an omelet, please.
I think that's how a lot of our audience would relate to playing Marvel Snap. Like it's the same decision process as me every time I'm like, all right, here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the level 2 play because they're clearly going to make the level 1 play. And I should have just made the level 1 play, expecting them to make the level 0 play. It's never, ever correct to go to level 2 on ladder. Don't ever do it. Never do it. I will do it every time. Every single time. Because I'd rather outplay myself than get outplayed. You know? If I play on level...
Your fault. I did this in Magic before, a decent amount back in the day, where it's like, well, it's your fault that I lost because I gave you too much credit, and you're actually a big dummy.
Yeah, I thought you were better than you are. That's why I got my shit kicked in.
The reason that I am a household name in Magic, literally, is because I am very good at just sticking to the level 1 play. I am very good at just like beating up the dumb people.
They're calling him Gerry level 1 Thompson. Does he change his routine? Does he change his routine ever? No. He will go to that Denny's.
I do though. That's
he
the
will
thing.
Get a ham and cheese omelet. He will shit himself because that's what you do. That's what you do when you're the level 1 guy.
While I'm doing it too. They're like, Gerry, are you sure? You remember what happened last time? I'm like, yup.
I will never play around anything in my fucking life.
No, I mean, some things have consequences. You know what I mean? And you can't choose to do the thing and then complain about the consequences when you knew what they were going to be.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want a DiGiorno, and then you get to the register and they're like $8. And you're like, $8? You kidding me? They're like, bro, it's a DiGiorno. What'd you think? And you're like, well, I knew, but like, I'm still mad. I can get 4 Jack's pizzas for this thing.
The
3 and some toilet paper.
The title of this episode is going to be something like the Denny's Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
Well, we do have to be careful because I'm trying to not get us sued, right?
Denny's, if you're out here, we capitulate.
I'm sure it was me, Denny's. It wasn't your omelets.
Yeah.
It wasn't your omelets.
Honestly,
it wasn't the moons over my hammy in your shadow kitchen.
From everything you've said, it probably was you. Just sort of objectively speaking here, you are the common denominator in these situations. Sorry, I just looked over to the left because I saw my girlfriend standing there. And if I had to guess at what she's doing, she's like flattening her back out against a wall because she's been bent over like working on something. So she's like her back was like this for too long, and so she's trying to like flatten it back. But I've just never she's just like doing back exercises out there. And since I mentioned her, she's just like making eye contact with me as she does the back exercises and like mouthing things at me that I cannot hear at all.
I hope she's saying that the moons over Miami made her poop too.
I will neither confirm nor deny I can tell you we have once delivery apped Denny's. We've done that at one point, which is a thing. We have done it. I have no specific memory of it other than, like everything on the delivery app, it was way too expensive for what it was. That probably didn't come through the mic. She says, I don't know if she knows that we're live right now, but what she said was you've been shit talking a lot about Denny's and I don't appreciate it.
Well, okay, so none of this is like, oh, Denny's is bad. I want you to tell her clearly that, like, then this would happen to me, and then I would go home, and next week they'd be like, you want to go to Denny's? And I'm like, I'm in.
Don't worry. She can't hear you. She just thinks that I, like, the side of the conversation
I know.
she can hear is me.
I know she can't hear me. That's what I'm saying. You gotta tell her.
I will let her know that you're a ride or die Denny's defender.
Dude, I'll go right now. Let's go.
Let's go to Denny's, dude. All right. All seriousness, I want to get back to the Marvel Snap question I raised 16 minutes of Denny's discussion ago, which was, are there any of these cards that you are comfortable not bringing back? Or you mentioned just being afraid of change. Yeah. Which is a reasonable thing to be. You just want them all to go back. Please. You just want them all to go back. You are, even if this new meta is better, you're just like, I need my Denny's ham and cheese omelet regardless of the consequences. I need it back.
You know what? And while we're at it, give them all a power too. Just because you feel bad.
So you put hot sauce on the Denny's ham and cheese omelet.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I don't know. I'll say this. I think there are a bunch of obvious easy reverts, right? Shadow King, Red Guardian, Killmonger. Obvious easy reverts that's just like, I've got no problem with that. I think there are two cards that I'm a little surprised that I don't feel like I'm missing. And those cards are Shang-Chi and Alioth. Alioth going to 6/6 has basically meant that Alioth has not seen play. I have seen nobody mad about that. Not a single person has been like, God, I wish I could play Alioth right now.
I can remember at least 2 instances of getting Alioth and being like, oh, I forgot that existed. Negasonic certainly should, her and Juggernaut should just be 4/5s. That's fine.
Yep.
The Enchantress thing is weird to me though, because we have Cosmic Ghost Rider, and it's like, I would just prefer to have a thing like that at 4 and one at 5.
I think that is more an argument to buff Cosmic Ghost Rider than it is to put Enchantress back to 4. But my view on Enchantress is largely that they should buff Rogue a little bit, keep Enchantress at 5, and then see if Rogue can carry the weight.
I'm done with that. I don't like how swingy Rogue is, but
she's just so rarely actually swingy. Like, it feels like a solid 80% of rogues you play are not about you getting the ongoing, and they are instead about you don't have the ongoing, right? Like, when I'm playing Rogue and Mr. Negative, I'm not playing Rogue and Mr. Negative to get my opponent's Mobius. I'm playing Rogue and Mr. Negative so my opponent's Mobius doesn't have text. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, but when I am playing negative and they rogue my gore, that is very swingy.
Sure. But it's just as swingy most of the time as getting your gore Enchantress because he has -1 power. Like,
sure.
I don't know.
Yes and no. Like, negative specifically is weird, right? Where it's like you could also have just an Iron Man and some dinguses in both locations, and like her then being 20 power does matter, but
I think it would be largely, I would say I'd rather have Enchantress against negative than Gore. Or Enchantress against negative than Rogue because of the fact that you double up on the ongoing so often. So shutting off an Iron Man and a Gore. Very possible, very likely. I would prefer that to potentially just stealing 1, I think.
Depends on if Enchantress costs 4 or 5, I think. But yeah, it's semantical.
Yeah.
If that is that even a word?
I mean, I don't think semantical in that sense is what you're, because like what you're describing is what you're like, you're shorthanding the difference is semantic. So it wouldn't be like you wouldn't say the difference is semantical, I think.
like we are describing a situation in which semantics are in play. This whole
Yes.
situation is very semantical. Like everything that we're talking about is a matter of semantics. But instead of saying like, oh, these are 5 instances of semantics, can we just describe one
I
big
don't
thing
know.
as
Dude, that's the name of the pizza company.
semantical?
Yeah, Semantical Pizza. And we just sell them like an empty box, and they're like, what do you mean? And then we're like, what are you talking about? The difference is semantical.
Yeah.
Like a picture of a pizza in there.
For real though, branding wise, this dude, I'm so content brained, and it's funny because I have not done much content stuff in like the last 6 years or whatever. But
Someone asked if you had a YouTube channel, and I was like, I'm fucking trying. Like, I'm fucking trying to get him to have a YouTube channel, but no.
I ain't got time to farm nachos. You think I got time to make a YouTube channel? That shit's not free, dude.
He's in the bathroom 23 hours a day. All right? It's just not happening.
No, it's like 15 minutes 3 times a day. If I had a Jax decide to spoil myself, you know. Anyway, semantical pizza. You're talking about like, oh, this is our brand. I would want the brand to just be semantical. I don't want to limit ourselves to just pizza, because what if we pop off and then it's like, oh, we're gonna make like a stroganoff or something, you know, just like some other bullshit thing, and then it's like, oh well, we hitched our horse to this wagon so we can only make pizzas. Or at least then you'll have to like go back and change the paperwork or whatever, and I don't know. It just means that if they ever Google it, it will probably be like tied to pizza as well. It's a bad idea, man. You're just like limiting the scope of what your thing could be in the future.
You're right. That's the problem with this business proposal.
No, it is, because what if you end up buying an esports team or something? You want to be like semantical pizza, like esports or whatever? No.
Actually, that kind of rocks.
Semantical.
Yeah, dude, here's the thing. If you give gamers the word semantical, they're immediately just going to abbreviate it to like semen. There's just not a chance in hell. Like the second we lose a game of League of Legends, it's over. It's actually over. The only way to keep the name semantical pure is to never lose. And I don't think we have that in us in the esports environment.
Nah, it's you can like reclaim that though. I really don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but I'm gonna. Semen is like plural. Semantical would be like a singular man.
So
right? So they're like trying to dunk on you by making a semen joke.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, I am the man. I destroyed you.
Right.
Like I am the best among all of the semen.
I appreciate that your defense to that joke would be to get semantical about it.
No, I just reclaim it.
That's it's really good that like that's an extremely on brand thing to do. Anyway, yes, you were saying about content. You just like you don't do content anymore. You just have content.
No, I don't, but I am content brained because I just thought about this stuff for so long. Where you're like, oh, semantical pizza would be our brand. I'm just like, no, awful brand, horrible brand. Just ditch the pizza. Leave your options open.
But like, would you buy a pizza from a company named Semantical?
I buy pizza from a company called Tombstone. They're literally saying they're gonna kill me.
Yo, that actually reminds me. Have you seen the Tombstone card?
No.
Because they made a card called Tombstone. It got data mined 6 months ago. It never came out.
It's the Spider-Man villain.
Yes. But I made the greatest post of all time, which was a picture of Tombstone and a picture of Uncle Ben, and it was like captioned "Second Dinner," and it's like that's such a good gag. And
what was the Tombstone card?
Yeah. I think it was like
No,
if
what was
something,
it?
I think it was like Miles Morales for if something dies. I want to say
Okay.
like something like that, where it's just like it's a guy and then it dies and then it's cheap, or something dies and it's cheap, right? It's like Miles Morales for destroy, which for the record, they should probably just make a lot of cards that are just like Miles Morales, but for whatever archetype, right? Like
Agreed.
Miles Morales for bounce. Would that even be a good card? Maybe, but like it just seems like the kind of card that should exist. I could make an entire season of just like this card only exists in one archetype, and there should be 4 copies of it, all of which that do different things. Which actually reminds me, speaking of 4 copies, new Kang. Anybody? Anybody? Where are you at on that guy?
I just realized my shirt's on inside out, but yeah, new Kang is kind of dope.
How could anyone tell if you didn't say that?
It's not about them knowing and now me acknowledging it. It's just me telling you, me realizing it now, 45 minutes into the podcast.
It's like it's one of those like Under Armour type shirts though, right? It's like sweat wicking or whatever.
Yeah,
you're actually
it's the Jax version of the Under Armour. It is definitely like random Chinese knockoff,
right,
from Amazon. That's not very good.
You're like 100% sweat wicking though right now. You've got the sweat wicking top and the sweat wicking head thing going on.
Yeah,
you're extremely tactical.
I am in my athleisure era. I think.
Yeah, I'm wearing a shirt from Joe Manganiello's short-lived D&D streetwear company, which I quite enjoyed. But it is just like a funny sentence to say. He ended up shutting it down because of the divorce. He got divorced, and he was like, I have to shut down the D&D streetwear company, which I'm sure it was just doing amazingly. But
that's bullshit.
Yeah, you got there's nothing left there. I got a bunch of stuff for like $5 when it was going out of business, though. It was dope.
We got to get them back together, because clearly that's the only thing that will save the shirt company.
No, low key. Here's what I'll say about Joe Manganiello and Sofia Vergara. He didn't deserve her. Okay, like I actually have a take on them, which is he knew she didn't want kids, and he was like, we should have kids. And then he was surprised when she was like, actually, we shouldn't do that, and I want a divorce. Like, that's like, just like, yeah, man, you're an idiot. I get it, but you're an idiot.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, if you guys, like, I know you guys had these conversations, and you were just like, no, she'll change her mind, and then she didn't, and you're surprised that happened. And it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like maybe
many such cases, and it is so bad and so dumb, and I don't know if it's more likely to be the man or the woman that is like the asshole in these situations. I feel like a lot of times it is like the man who doesn't want to have kids, but now it's becoming more popular for the women to not want to have kids. And whatever. It's that person sucks. Whoever is the person that's like, oh, I'm just going to stay with them or lie to them and change their mind or whatever. It's like, you fucking suck. You're just wasting all of our goddamn time.
I will say this, though. It worked on me. I wasn't someone who wanted to get married, and now I am. So there you go, right? My girlfriend got my ass on that one. She was right. That I would change my mind.
I mean, I think that's less of a big deal, because you could just go from not married to married and then just not be married anymore. But
yeah,
it's not, I don't know, like if you're in a committed relationship, I understand that whether or not you are married on paper doesn't
not particularly relevant
technically matter, right? It's just like, it just gets to a point where you're like 40 or 50 and you're like, I really want to have children or else I need to bail. And they're like, oh shit. But it's not like, oh, I'm 50 and I would like to get married.
True. That is exactly what happened with Joe Manganiello and Sofia Vergara, right? Like they're like, she's like 52 or whatever. And he's like, we should have kids. And she's like, are you stupid?
Yeah.
It's like, and then they got divorced. He fumbled. I don't know what to tell you. Like my man fumbled the D&D streetwear business, and also Sofia Vergara.
The man who came up with the brilliant idea of D&D streetwear is a fumbler.
It is entirely no. I liked the brand. It was they made cool stuff. Unfortunately, they also made like multiple shirts of like Joe Manganiello's D&D OCs. Like
that is the dumbest shit ever.
It is quite funny. But like I like the design here. This is a cool I don't hate how it looks. It's nice. But like it's right up there next to like the character Joe Manganiello played on Critical Role and sort of like not necessarily like bullied Wizards of the Coast into making canon, but he's like a very Mary Sue character who just like he's like so he's like the best at everything. He's like the chief priest of like this whole deal, right? And I respect it, but it's just a very straightforward character. And it's like, and then he's like, let me put him on a bunch of t-shirts. And I sometimes think the whole business was like a way for him to do that.
I don't like it. I don't like any of that.
Mm-hmm. It's sick as hell. Anyway, TLDR, Joe Manganiello fumbled. Let's talk about Kang.
I don't remember. Did Kang happen the same day as like the robots patch notes, or it was a little bit before?
It was the Tuesday after.
Oh, it was after. Jesus, what is time even?
Well, that's a good question to ask Kang.
Talk about Kang, yeah. It is interesting in that you can put Kang in your deck and then do things like pretend like you have Agamotto in your deck, because now you get to justify playing like Quinjet King Eitri or whatever.
It rocks, dude. He's so ass.
Kang is not weak, I don't think. I don't think it is. So the Kangs that you draw are generally very strong. The problem is, do you see my cat in the background?
Yeah. Yeah.
Puro, get out of there. Puro.
Is that
get out?
Are those magic cards? What am I looking at? Is the cat trying to get exposed to addictive chemicals in the form of Magic the Gathering cards?
Oh yeah, no, it's just a bunch of, vapes and zins on that shelf. No. it's just three photos.
Oh, okay.
Here. Get down. Oh. She's sorry. She apologizes.
I don't think she does or is.
She's so cute though.
Yes.
It's like an apology, her being so cute.
My girlfriend came home the other day and like we were talking about what we accomplished, and she was like, I successfully resisted buying 2 kittens. And I was like, you did great. You didn't even tell me that happened the day of. Like, she told me like a few days later, which I take to mean like she considered it for a few days. And then
it was still an ongoing thing.
I did not.
In fact, she is still considering it.
In New York mayor news, which I know we keep up to date with on this podcast.
I will finish talking about Kang at some point, but yeah, please tell me.
We'll time travel back. Adams. It's not Eric Adams this time. It's Curtis Sliwa. Curtis Sliwa, the man with the beret tan line, lives in a studio apartment with 60 cats.
My goat.
I feel like I bring up the 60 cats thing to say that like ever since I learned that, I was like, if he lives in a studio apartment with that many cats, we could probably get some more cats. we could probably maybe make that happen. So I got to tell you, when she mentioned that, I was like, maybe we should do that. Maybe that's a good idea. But my current cat is perhaps the world's most annoying animal if you have any desires to like walk in the house without tripping. And I do think that would be a behavior I don't want multiplied. I think it would be potentially worrying to have 3 roadblocks instead of 1. And I'm pretty sure cats would learn her behavior. And I worry about setting a bad example.
Not necessarily. Certainly when it gets close to food time the cats will just all crowd around me and just stare at me. And they're just like, when is it happening, Father? And if I just, like stretch, or if I start moving, they just immediately bolt for the kitchen. They're like, it's happening. It's go time. And it's like, motherfucker, it's 2 p.m. It is not happening. But when I do finally get up, then suddenly they're like, let's just get in his way.
Yeah.
Let's slow down his progress to the kitchen.
Let's make a crisscrossing trail in front of his feet repeatedly.
Yeah. It's just like, I think they're trying to like steer me in the direction of the food or whatever, but like you're really just slowing me down. That's all that's really happening here. And I don't know if they understand spite, where like if I get up to pee 15 minutes, or maybe I had a Jax and now I have to poop, and it's not quite dinner time and I got to take some me time.
Play a little more.
And then they try and they play some, it's snapping time, right? And they slow me down. It's like, well, maybe now I'm gonna feed you 5 minutes later, just out of spite. I think they don't understand that.
Why would they understand? I'm like, first of all, why would you react like that? That's
like, how dare you? I can't let you get away with this.
But you and just also, I started don't understand it.
Cam, I started feeding them at 8 p.m. when I got these cats. I was like, that's a good dinner time, because feed them and then they have all this. They'll eat, they'll go poop. After they poop, they have a bunch of energy. Okay, we'll play with toys, and then they run around a bunch, and now they're tired, and now it's bed. And we go to bed at 11 p.m. or something. In theory, that sounded great. I now feed them at 4 p.m. Over the course of 5 years, they have moved the time back 4 hours.
That's kind of impressive work. Like,
dude, daylight savings kills me every time.
Dude, that's such a funny complaint. My dumbass cats can't understand daylight savings.
Yeah.
My stupid ass cats can't read a clock. What is their problem?
It's not their fault. I'm just like, I'm sorry, cats, but like daylight savings, you don't understand. And they're just like, yeah, we don't.
my moron
You've explained it to us 20
cat.
times. It still doesn't make sense. It's been
what else doesn't make sense?
It's been 24 hours since you fed us the wet food.
You know what else doesn't make sense? You saying Kang is good.
You don't think it's good?
No.
Okay, so it's bad in that it puts 4 things in your deck that are not I guess 3 things in your deck that are not the things in your deck that presumably you would also want to draw. So like, if you don't care about what you are drawing, then whatever. But like, the Kangs themselves are pretty damn good cards.
They're okay.
On average, I think.
I think they're mostly okay. It's really the lack of consistency without commensurate payoff. It's
yeah, you hate that. I'm just like, ooh, I drew a Kang. What is it?
I do hate that. Yeah. It's like if Arishem didn't have the upside.
Oh, this is kind of like Arishem without the downside.
I don't see how it's without the downside.
Because it's not a ton of downside. I just draw a 3-drop that has random text. And it's pretty fun.
Like, it's not good.
Have you considered that it's fun?
No. Why would I consider that? I'm a spike-brained sociopath. Have I considered that it's fun? Look, dude, fun is subjective.
You need to find Jesus.
Fun is subjective. Honestly, man, I've been doing a lot of like Jesus research recently, which is a weird sentence.
Dude, if you're gonna become religious, it should not be any form of Christianity.
I don't mean becoming religious. I mean like understanding what you know how last podcast, I'm sorry, I was on like the Byzantium kick, right? Talking about Byzantine history or whatever.
The Byzantine Empire, yeah.
Yeah, which by the way, I am like 90% sure you could make a coherent argument that the word Byzantine is and was intended as like a slur at the time. Like it is explicitly because
It's either
like sort of
either that or a
Western-
mouthwash.
Sure. Great job, man. But that all happened because there was a new pope, right? And like, look, man, I'm Jewish. I don't know this shit. So I was basically like, what makes the pope special? Like, why is the pope an important figure? How did that happen?
I could make a lot of jokes right now, but I will not.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to not
Do
get
it.
sued.
Do it. Go ahead. Just
not
okay.
happening.
All right. But like, why does it matter who the pope is? Like, I know it's like the head of the Catholic religion, but like, I didn't know things like, that's apparently where like the Apostle Peter was the first pope, right? Like stuff like that. I just don't know that. I'm not Christian. Why would I know that, right? And
I don't even know that.
The historical context of like what Jesus existed in. So like you go back and you look for like translations of things Jesus said, a lot of them come by way of Byzantium, right? A lot of them are like they were translated into Greek because the Levant was very like Hellenized at the time. Sort of the Eastern Roman Empire, which was a very Greek empire, had control over Syria and Israel effectively till about the year 600, which is the battle we talked about last time. Long story short, a lot of like things not necessarily are lost in translation, but like you have to do like, if you want to take the Bible as the literal word of God, you have to do a lot of tracing back effectively, because certain things were translated in certain ways and like one of the big differences between Eastern Orthodox Christianity, which is and the Catholic Church, is they got in an argument about whether the Holy Spirit proceeded from God the Father and also God the Son, or just God the Father. And this was literally the reason why they did a schism in the year like 1056 or whatever, is like there were two additional words in like the creed, and they didn't like that, and they did this thing that like impacts the entire world today because of those two additional words. So when I say I've been doing a lot of like Jesus research, I mean like that typically.
Yeah. Yep.
Gonna get me sued?
Not today.
Okay. All right. Just figured I would offer you the opportunity. By the way,
not today, not from the Pope. We still got about 30 minutes left though.
I will say this. I think that if anyone's going to sue us, it's Jax, which is good because I've never heard of them. Probably the weakest legal department here.
Dude, what if... Yeah, I guess like they can't be making too much profit either. Like $2 a pie, you know?
Yeah, like it's like, the Dennys lawyers, those dudes are serious, The DiGiorno lawyers, my God.
Where can I buy Jack's Pizza? Goodness.com. Find Jack's Pizza near me. Okay.
Huh. You ever think about what a decadent time we live in? You just be like, where do I find this specific brand of frozen pizza?
Okay, lock it up. Listen to this.
Sure.
I just searched Jack's Pizza stores near me. The first two results, Dollar General. If that puts anything into perspective for you.
You're a man of the people, Gerry. You're a man of the people, a Jack's eating proletarian, a filthy DiGiorno bourgeois.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't even eat DiGiorno's.
Bust out the guillotine.
I eat Costco pizzas. That's what's in my fridge right now.
See, is it like Costco is... It is definitely like a cost-saving measure, right? But like, it does also imply that you have enough money up front to be able to stockpile these supplies.
Yes.
And it's like the membership costs money.
The membership does cost money, yes.
It's just like, is being a Costco patron like a bougie thing or not? I feel like it isn't in reality, but like, for example, whenever we did like a Sam's Club thing, do you know Sam's Club?
It's the same thing. Yes.
Yeah. Like my mom could like never afford a membership or afford to pay like $30 for a surplus of stuff. And like there were times when maybe we needed a certain thing and she would just like sneak in or use someone else's card or whatever. Even though they're hard asses. Like, I don't know, I feel like we had tried to get into Sam's Club a couple times and it failed and we had to go to, I don't know, whatever the bullshit grocery store was.
I don't think it's bougie, but when I think of Costco now, I think of the TikTok Costco guys, and they definitely are. So
I don't know what that means.
Have you heard of the Rizzler?
Yes.
Okay, so right. Okay, never mind. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth explaining the Costco guys to you. It's not worth explaining the Rizzler. It's not worth any of it, man. There's basically the Costco guys are to the Rizzler as the rest of NSYNC was to Justin Timberlake.
Oh, it's like the entourage.
Yeah, I mean, like they're also
they're
also a thing, but he's in like NFL commercials, and they're not. Yeah. They're on like AEW.
They're Jack's Pizza commercials.
Yeah, like it's one of those things. By the way, the NFL commercial that the Rizzler is in is the worst commercial I've ever seen in my life. The Rizzler is the best part of the commercial because the rest of the commercial is like an AI baby in a Raiders jersey with an inexplicably deep voice. It's a hellscape. It is a hellscape of a commercial. That's just like, they did a commercial. They were like, we're going to tap into the brain rot generation. And it is the worst commercial I've ever seen in my life.
$3 Generals, 3 Walmarts, full stop. That is the only place you can get Jack's Pizza in Richmond.
That's awesome. This is an exclusive membership that not many people have. Only see, like, what's freaking me out is like the idea of buying a frozen piece of anything at Dollar General. Like I eat gas station food occasionally. I don't make a habit of it, but like I'll go on drives and I'll eat gas station food, and I know what I'm getting into when I do it. But like a Dollar General,
Wawa and Sheetz are both good. Wawa and Sheetz are both good. 7-Eleven, I've never eaten food there because it doesn't even look appetizing.
Yeah, nothing else other than that. You stop me to just be like, I love Wawa.
Yeah, Wawa's dope. 7-Eleven, okay, I'm right there with you. You may now continue.
I'm talking like real gas stations, bro.
I feel like Dollar General is the type of place where they unplug their freezers at night. They're like, this will be fine. We gotta save on electricity, you know?
No, like that is exactly. It's like I feel like maybe it's not. Maybe you've been slandering the Jack's name inappropriately here. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe they built the Jack's Pizza under the assumption that the power was going to be cut for a third of the time of the day. And maybe that's where I messed up. I was like just keeping them frozen.
Yeah, if you don't leave your Jack's pizzas out, the Freon in them won't dissipate.
Yeah, maybe I gotta take them for a walk. You know, leave them out in the blistering sun for a little bit.
That rocks. I love the idea of the Freon pizza. I think that's just a really funny concept.
Again, branding. Don't limit us to just pizza. We could put Freon
burger. Yeah, we could do so much.
Grass fed, free range.
And like free asterisk range, and then you go to the asterisk and it's free on range.
On. Yeah, free on range. What does that mean? Oh,
I don't know.
must be super bougie. I'd pay $20 for this burger. Hell yeah.
You eat it, you immediately like get the
combo meal comes with a roll of Charmin instead of French fries.
Self-installed AC.
Dude, the AC on my car is currently broken still.
Yeah, mine too, actually.
Well, you don't leave your house.
I don't leave my house, so I haven't bothered to get it fixed. It's just like literally what it is. It's just it's just the truth.
It is a real chicken or egg situation for me, because it's like, would I leave my house more if it were fixed? Or do I not leave my house because it was 95 and driving in that sucked? But I did do that a lot anyway.
Yep. I do want to close out with a Marvel Snap topic, I fear.
Ain't nothing wrong with Kang. Kang's fun. Shut up.
Mid. Joe Casta.
I think we're saying the same thing.
I think we might be, yeah. I think if the nicest thing you could say about a card is it's fun, it is mid.
It's fun, and I get to put King Eitri in my deck. You're like, that's mid too. I'm like, yeah, I know.
I kind of like
King
Eitri, actually. Like, he does suck, but he's a card that I have a soft spot for. Because they finally...
that's your fun card.
I feel like... No, my fun card is like Kitty Pride. Like, if you want a card that I'll just like go out of my way to play, even though I'm pretty sure it's not good a lot of the time.
My fun card, it's a card that was so good it got nerfed twice and is still good.
Yeah. What's your point?
Nothing. Continue.
Okay, thanks. I'm glad you weren't making a point there. I feel like if you were making a point there, it could have been quite rude what the point you were trying to make is. But I got to tell you, man, I've been playing a lot of Kitty Pride lately. I have had an absolute blast, and it has been actually really good. And I think a lot of that is because we've sort of taken for granted that, like, the Invisible Woman first steps, you know, like Mobius, Stardust deck, like, we've taken for granted what that deck is, right? One thing that I've never asked myself is, why aren't there other decks being like the Mobius Stardust deck of the format? Why aren't there other decks doing that, right? And so I run into a player who I'm typically fairly impressed with their deck building skills. And she's playing like a Gwenpool Kitty Pride, but still Thing First Steps Juggernaut deck. And I realize in a flash of lightning that I have never questioned whether you can play Thing First Steps in a deck that doesn't have Invisible Woman in it. I've just never, it just like, literally, I never was like, oh, I could just put the Thing First Steps in the Juggernaut in some other shell and use a different points package there. And so that's what I've been playing a lot of recently. It's like a Gwenpool Mysterio iteration of Thing First Steps Juggernaut deck. I am still playing Mobius. I have Mercury. I have no Stardust. But like the idea is very much the same, where it's like, okay, I've been taking for granted that Thing First Steps Thena Havoc, or that Thena Havoc Invisible Woman is the good points package to support Thing First Steps Juggernaut tech cards. And I don't know how true that actually is. And I think this might be a mildly better points package, or at the very least, I think it is asking the correct questions about something that I had taken for granted. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that.
It's definitely a
smart.
space.
Who is the person with the good decks?
Oh, her name is Iris, and I feel like basically what happens is she doesn't play for extensive periods of time, shows up and does something like this every time. Like previous decks that I have gotten from Iris because I have lost to her on ladder. And this is someone who would show up and I'd be like, this is really interesting, and I feel like this deck sucks, and then I would lose to it. So like, it's. I think there was an Ancient One Sarah deck that was her. The Gwenpool or the Galacta back when Galacta did +3 Dakin discard Surfer was her, and then this one. And that was like after the Galactic nerf, I hadn't seen her on ladder at all. And then I ran into her and she was doing this, and I was like, is that a budget deck or is this like some real shit? And she sent me the list. And I was like, oh, okay, this is actually like, it's asking that important question. Like, that was when I had like the moment of realization where it's like, I hadn't asked the question about my baseline assumptions about Invisible Woman and her role in the metagame. And it feels really obvious in hindsight, but it wasn't obvious to me. And I think that is a question that is really worth asking, which is like, what is the actual role this deck is taking? What part of this deck is the point package? And is that stuff replaceable? And it had just been coasting on inertia for so long that I never thought to ask.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Especially in Magic.
What's a good Magic example?
So little update for not Magic fans, because if you're Magic fans, you'd probably know this already.
Oh my god, wait, we do have to talk about this. I can't believe they made that announcement. That's the funniest shit of all time.
Oh, well, I initially thought it was pretty bad that they're not banning anything, but there is a set that is coming out, so like in theory maybe that does something. But anyway, the Cauldron thing, now if you look at this website that gathers data, it's like, I don't know if I would say it's a good version of Untapped. It's like kind of a bad version. It just shows you like all the top 8 decks from all the online events effectively. And so it's not the actual metagame, it is more of the winner's metagame. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But Cauldron is now the second highest deck at 20%. Mono Red aggro is 33% over the last 2 weeks. And Mono Red, up until like a week before this tournament I went to in Florida, was non-existent because they like banned some cards, a card rotated, and people were just like, oh, we can't play the mouse package, and the mouse thing was the only good stuff. And it was like, nah, it turns out there's a lot of cards. And some of them are just red creatures that are maybe worse than the other stuff, but are also good at doing things a little bit differently. And one of them is just a good hate card against the Cauldron deck. So the tables have turned, the turns have tabled, whatever.
I just think it's really awesome to be like, we recognize there's a problem in this format. Here are the 2 cards we're thinking about banning. We're going to move the ban list up 2 weeks.
Yep.
Come on.
And also, yeah, there's a big tournament in Baltimore with the same format.
Just don't do it. Like it's just don't announce anything. Just don't even acknowledge it. You know? Like if you're not gonna actually do anything, just don't do anything. The worst part is I would hazard a guess that someone internally fought really hard to get those 2 weeks. Like there were probably people internally who were like, we have to ban this, and they fought the good fight and they got 2 weeks and they were like, this is the best we can do. And they came out and they were just like, this is what I got.
Really, that's really funny, but probably true.
It has to be.
I was playing Magic like every weekend, and this is like the 95-degree weather with no car, like driving an hour each way to go to these tournaments on Saturday and Sunday, right? And the last couple of weeks I've not played at all because they didn't do anything.
But they successfully shrunk the game. They did it.
They
shrunk you out of the game. Yeah, you're fucking done, dude.
And then I check my phone, log on to Arena. Like, is there a direct or an open that pays out in cash or anything? Nope. All right, log off. The tournament weekend was coming up. Canceled it.
Can I go rob some kids online in Magic the Gathering Arena? No? Okay. Well,
yeah.
Too bad for me. I guess I can't go rob some kids. One of my
mods,
going
to Atlanta this weekend to help some friends sell their stuff, I think, and to hang out, because I got a lot of homies in Atlanta. But looking at like the events and everything, I'm just like, in theory, there's like all these different events for different formats. And I'm just like, should I bring any cards? Like, am I realistically going to play any Magic? I don't think I'm going to play any Magic. So,
yeah, I think that I keep thinking about like, oh, you should get back into Magic. And then I go look at what Magic is, and I'm just like, I don't really know if I should get back into Magic. Like, it's awesome. It's a great game. It's really cool. But if I wanted to play with Spider-Man, I feel like I would do that here. Also, the reaction to the Spider-Man set has been like largely, why do all these cards suck? Which is one of the funnier and probably, I think, more unexpected reactions they could have gotten. It's like, why are all these cards terrible? It's like, oh, great question. Don't know.
It's because a lot of them look like Commander things to me.
They have made messed up Commander cards that made it to normal people cards, right? I don't even know. Like, I shouldn't even say normal people. Commander people are the normal people. We're the weirdos. But
yeah, it's true.
Like, they've made cards
they
like that.
They will not replace us. Commander players will not replace us.
Buddy, they already have. It's over.
Yeah.
That's a losing fight you got right there. I've honestly wondered about this. Like, should Wizards of the Coast stop hiring former pro players and instead hire Saffron Olive? Like, I don't mean that literally, but like
they should definitely never hire Saffron Olive, and that is a terrible idea. But I understand that you're talking about like that archetype of guy or whatever.
Yeah. Like, hire a Redditor, dude. That's who you make cards for. You don't make cards for like former Platinum Pro Michael Majors. That's like, he's a great. I'm sure he's amazing. He's done great stuff on Marvel Snap, but like, why are you having that guy design Commander?
The silly cards Michael likes more than me.
Sure.
You know?
I'm not saying he can't
do You need to hire both, like, and they've been doing that as far as I know.
Okay, so, like, yeah. Like, they need Redditors, you know? They need like
they definitely don't need Redditors. They need, I think, the people who they have hired, which are like people who play those kind of games, but are not annoying like Redditors.
Yes. No, I do think that like it is like notable to me because like I feel like when Magic was just like one straightforward, like Legacy, Modern, whatever, those are different formats, but like the principles are very similar. Designing for them feels fairly straightforward compared to being like a Commander designer coming from 60 card, right? Like there's just a steeper learning curve, I would imagine. And obviously, like everyone who's like a pro level player at Magic can learn that stuff. That's duh. Like they have the baseline. But it does strike me as weird because like there's not really the same kind of thing in Commander where you can look at someone and be like, I know they understand XYZ because of Commander. There's no like, I guess, merit-based way to look at it, right? Like what do you do?
I think they had gotten to a pretty good point in terms of like how you would test people like me and figure out if we were a good fit for the job. Yep. I think the era where I took the test, it was still just, they're like trying stuff. But then fast forward like 2 or 3 years later, it was like the test seemed pretty good to me. And trying to figure out how you would test someone to see if they would be like a good Commander developer is just like, oh man.
Yeah, I have no idea what you would do. Write a 500 word Reddit post. give me.
No, that's it. It's just, what is your MTG Salvation username?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Just give me access to your post history.
Exactly.
Oh my god, that would rock so hard. Speaking of Reddit, did you hear that our free Magic got shut down, or they are shutting down, or whatever?
That's awesome. I hope it is like not against their will.
It is.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great news.
Like, based on all
a rare W.
Based on all the screenshots I saw, they were like, we've won so hard, and now instead of losing to Reddit, we're going to shut down the sub because presumably they were going to get it deleted or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's something that I saw on Twitter, did not vet at all, and repeated on my podcast.
And that's never bit us in the ass. So
no. Why would it? Like, why would that ever bite me in the ass? I just can't imagine a situation in which it would. That just seems like a perfectly hygienic way to treat information. That's what reporters do.
What is
Gerry.
your current Marvel Snap screen name?
It's actually Strong Guy. I had to reach
okay.
out. I had to reach out to be like, hey, can you guys change my name? I asked them to change it to like Eric Adams #1 fan. And they were like, no. I'm changing it back to what it was before. I'm not giving you Eric Adams #1 fan. If you want to do that, you can do that yourself. It's like, I'm not doing that shit. Fuck you, man.
I respect that. Like, actually, in order to change that, I would have to type that. And I feel grimy typing that.
I think it's more just like, no, I don't want to, as like the person you're asking to do this, I don't want to be responsible for that username. Yeah, that's objectively correct decision. Like I would also,
you can change it later yourself, and then whatever happens as a result of that is on you.
Yes.
But I am not going to be the person who greenlit this.
When I get Eric Adams on Rate the Cards, you'll all see. When I get former mayor of New York City, future nightlife mayor Eric Adams, future DJ in residence at New York City's hottest club, future agent of Shadur Sanders, Eric Adams, on my show, you'll all be sorry. You'll all see.
What's a Shadur Sanders?
God damn it, man. Deion, you don't know who Deion Sanders is. I'm not even gonna bother.
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Kidding me? I followed sports back in the day.
Okay, he's Deion Sanders' kid.
Okay.
He is, by all accounts, the biggest diva of all time. He refused to go to the Baltimore Ravens in the 4th round because he didn't want to be a backup. So instead, he went to the Cleveland Browns in the 5th round of the draft to be a backup. It's awesome. Just an awesome thing to do. He was mocked as like a 1st round pick, and apparently he was so shitty in his interviews that everyone was just like, we can't pick this guy.
You know, some people, when they have a very formative figure in their life, they either like run towards it or run away from it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Deion Sanders might be the one that you want to run away from. You're like, I look at that, I'm like, I don't want to be that.
I feel the opposite. I like Shadur and I like Deion. Like,
yeah, but you also like Eric Adams, and it now makes sense to me why these two people would be linked.
Well,
I'm like, who is this person who is linked to Eric Adams? You're like
not,
the son of Deion Sanders.
He's not actually linked in a meaningful way. It's just like spiritually, I feel like they exist in a similar space.
Yeah, they do.
Where
You're
just
right.
like the only time I ever see coverage of them is like, here's someone doing some stupid shit. But to be clear, I am rooting for Shadur Sanders. I want to be 100% clear about that. I think it would be awesome if he ends up actually being good. That would be hysterical, and I am rooting for it. I think that would be sick as hell. Because NFL teams, by and large, really suck at evaluating quarterback talent, and I think that it would be awesome if he had like dog shit interviews and was like, I'm better than all of you, and then actually was better than all of them. That would rock. I think that would be a cool thing to happen.
So rare, though. So rare.
It is quite rare. But yeah, apparently his interviews were just like really, 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 really bad. Like he would just like not really engage with them in any kind of way, and just be like, you're gonna pick me anyway, and then no one picked him. I am rooting for him though. I think he's awesome, and I actually like Deion now too. It took a while, but I really appreciate, what he's done. I didn't like that he jumped, because he was originally the head coach at an HBCU, Jackson State. And he was like, I'm going to revitalize HBCU football. And then as soon as a big job came open, he was like, all right, I'm out of here, and I'm taking all my recruits with me. Yeah. It's like, all right, man, I don't love that, but I have grown to like Deion Sanders' presence in college football much more than I originally did.
Deion reminds me of the people I have dealt with in esports.
How so?
Just like that sort of over the top, like full of themselves, but is like all manufactured and nothing is ever in good faith.
See, that's the thing about Dion is I feel like if you're as good of an NFL player as Dion was, a multi-sport professional athlete, you are maybe the one person on earth who deserves to act like that. You know what I mean? It's sort of like Tom Brady. Tom Brady on commentary loves talking about how he's better or what he would do, right? But also, that's Tom Brady. He gets to do that, right? And I feel like Dion gets to act like that. He deserves it. He gets whatever he wants. His kids haven't done that. And that's the thing that I think is awkward about that.
Yeah, all you've done is been spawned by this person.
Right.
And
that's it. Yeah, but like I root for people like that. Like I root for people that are like wildly overconfident, right? That's why I'm rooting for Shador, because I think it would be awesome if he actually did become a great player in his own right. That would be cool as hell, because there is a lot of hate out there for the kid. But I don't know how likely I think it is. I do think it would be cool though.
I have a lot to say on this kind of topic, but
you're not going to say any of it. What is the point of being on a podcast? Say it.
I respect it when it is earned. I don't respect the hubris just for the sake of, I don't know, being like a WWE heel or whatever. Right? Like if you can back it up, and especially if you were like quiet and then became the literal best and then you started shit talking, like, okay, that's cool. You know, that is a thing that I think is earned. But if you are just this is like 30 years removed and like I haven't paid attention to sports in forever or whatever, but like I remember Dion is like not being like the tippy top, but like the next level. Maybe I'm off base in that.
A little bit, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
so I don't know.
I'm not saying Deion Sanders is like the greatest, but he's one of, if not the best in the game at his position. I think you could reasonably say that.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just always struck me as like a, you know, like very, very good, but not like a complete superstar kind of situation. But
I would say Dion was a superstar. I would say that at least. In baseball, he was not. He was
obviously.
Okay. Well, it's not that obvious. I don't know. But yeah, I think that
well, he probably should not have even been playing baseball. That's not even like, oh, you know, he's not A-Rod, he's like the next level guy or whatever.
No, he's
it's
much
like,
worse than that, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this, the only sports card I own is a Deion Sanders baseball rookie card. I used to order t-shirts from like a company that would send packs of baseball cards with them. And I opened that, and now I believe it costs more than the shirt I ordered it with. So, you know,
okay,
my shit coin popped off once again. It's the only.
What kind of card was it? Like, what was the brand? Like Topps, Donruss?
I think it was Topps, but don't quote me on that. I don't. Might have been Fleer actually. I don't know. I'm sorry.
This was my childhood.
Yeah, I collected baseball cards back in the day, but I never really like. Once they invented cards you could play games with, once Pokemon showed up, it was like, all right, I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah, that's basically what happened to me too.
Like once you can summon little monsters instead of like having a Nick Swisher rookie card, you know, it's just there's just a difference, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even like, oh, I really like this sports thing. It was just like, literally, what else is there?
That's
and then I found out there were other things, and I was like, well, screw this.
That is kind of a pretty apt description of childhood. Like, you just don't know that there are other things, and then you find them, and you're like, "Oh my god, this is the coolest shit ever!" And then your dad rips up your Steelix in front of you.
Yeah,
Forms a lifelong bond. People often ask me what sports teams I root for, and I feel like that story is an important piece of context for the answer, which is whatever teams my dad hates. That's genuinely how I picked them. Like, whatever he was rooting for, I rooted against. That's how it was.
I root for the Pewter City Golems.
Oh, the Pewter City Onyxes, surely. Surely it'd be the Pewter City Onyxes, because Brock is he does not evolve his shit. That dude does not have a golem. He doesn't have a golem. Brock is the minor leagues.
Say that to his face.
I will. He's the minor leagues. He's got a level 13 Onyx. What is he going to do about it? I think it's like level 11, actually. Like,
tail whip you.
Yeah, he'll tail whip. He'll do the tail whip. When I was a kid, I owned a novelization of Pokemon Red. Think about that for a second. Just think about the concept of a novelization of Pokemon Red. What are you showing me? I see the Pokemon pictures.
The red, the red frame.
I can't. I get that it's a picture of a Pokemon game. I don't know what it is though.
It's you and Professor Oak's thing, and it's like, it's the screenshot of like, would you like to select the fire Pokemon Charmander?
Yeah, in the novelization, he picked Charmander and named it Charmer,
and it's one of them like 3D photos.
Nice.
Dope as hell.
Yeah. I swear to God, I wanted to talk about a Marvel Snap topic. It was Jocasta. That's the thing I wanted to talk about. But instead of actually talking about Jocasta, here's what I'm going to say. Due to a layering issue on SnapFan, her base variant is notably thicker than the actual intended base Jocasta variant. So until
literally talked about that.
We did? We talked about thick Jocasta already? Yes, I asked the SnapFan guy why that
last week.
I asked the SnapFan guy why it was happening, and basically what's happening is because of a layering error, the right side of her torso has like double layers, and it just makes her look thicker. And all I'm gonna say is they should put that in the actual game. They messed up not putting it in the actual game. They're really absolutely blowing it. But yeah. I kind of feel like they over nerfed Jocasta. I don't want to make assumptions, but I think that after Invisible Woman First Steps, they were like, okay, so Invisible Woman First Steps is way too good. What if Jocasta ends up way too good? And so they made her a 3/3, and I feel like at a 3/3, I kind of think she might just suck.
I mean, they're not exactly the same card. Like Tombstone Miles, yeah, they can have the same numbers probably, right? But like these are different.
Sure.
I don't know, like different better. It's possible that they are different in such a way where like Jocasta's supposed to be a 3/5 and Invisible Woman's supposed to be a 3/3. I don't know.
That's kind of where my head is at. Like, I think this is just worse than Invisible Woman. And they were like, hold on now, Jocasta, that can't be a 3/4. And it's like, I kind of think it can.
We'll see.
I don't know about that one. I was down for the 5th Vision nerf, which it turns out I shouldn't have been, I guess. Like, I was like, when they took that to 3/2, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I think it would be pretty good at 3/3, and maybe it will, maybe it would be. I don't know, but like, I can't imagine wanting to play 3/3 Jocasta. You know, I can't imagine it.
Well, I'm not an Activate enjoyer, so
yeah,
I probably won't be playing unless someone is like, this deck is cracked. I mean, it's like, okay, well, I like winning, so I'll try.
My comments got mad at me because I've been doing a topic formulation where I was like, whenever a new card went out, I would be like, new card, situation is crazy, which is a riff on like the thing that Moist Critical does, where it's like everything is, like it's a kind of jokey title, right? But like all the comments on the Jim Hammond one were like, Cam, this is not crazy. Okay, dude? This is not a crazy situation. If every situation is crazy, nothing is, right? And so I changed it to Jim Hammond situation is banal. Because I'm conscious of it, right? Because like I think it's like a funny gag, right? But if everyone's gonna be mad at me about it, I might as well do that. But like what happened was it immediately showed a drop off in views. Which is to say that me listening to my comments probably cost me like $5. You know? You guys took 2 Jack's pizzas out of my hands.
Damn.
Yeah. By listening to your opinions, I lost 2 Jack's pizzas. Think about that.
And like 6 poops.
Yes. I could have had a much more regular bowel schedule. You're impacting my life. It's so painful. Well, it's not actually because I didn't get the Jack's pizza. It's not painful because I didn't get the Jack's, but yeah. In a different way. Yes, it's painful metaphorically rather than physically.
They cost you 2/3 of a DiGiorno.
Unbelievable. Every situation is going to be crazy, dude. From now on, every situation is crazy. I need my Jack's pizzas. It's ridiculous that this would happen to me. But yeah, like I kind of think
I could go for some Dennys right now.
I kind of think Joe Casta's gonna suck. I don't know. Like I'm getting a sinking feeling that you are correct in your assessment that Invisible Woman and Joe Casta should have the opposite stats of each other.
Well, I don't know because there are a lot of activate cards that seem pretty like Omega Sentinel. It's like, okay, this is maybe like a lot of points. Like maybe that is better in some ways than the Invisible Woman stuff, but like a lot of the Invisible Woman stuff is just like generically stronger cards and not clunky activators. So I don't know. We will see.
I'm about to drop so many dangers into their Joe Casta lanes. Like you just die if I do that. You just actually die. Do you know that song? Did you just make a Mystical reference?
Like that word is in my head like that for some reason.
Yeah.
And it is a song.
Yeah.
Is it like early 2000s Mystical? Yeah, okay. That's it.
Yeah. That's insane.
My older brother listened to a lot of rap.
That's insane that you would have that. Like of all.
How do you feel about Bone Thugs and Harmony?
I feel great about Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like of all the groups you could have name dropped that were like making music then, that's one that has stood the test of time, honestly. That's a good one to name drop. Yeah, that's a good one.
That is the one where I was like, oh, this is not dog shit.
Don't let Mystical hear you say that, man. He can't. Don't. You're worried about getting sued. I'm worried about other things.
Well, I played around the Pope suing us, but now Mystical gonna sue us.
It's over, man. All right. On that wonderful note, it's time to end. It has been, as always, my honor and pleasure to have you here to discuss our bowels for an hour and 40 minutes. I'm KMBest. He's Gerry Thompson. Bowels. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I'll give you a bowel update. Sometimes I delay my stream because I have to poop. Because I take so much caffeine that it's like I need to poop before stream because otherwise I'll like have to stop stream to poop. And so like I'll just stream later and later because I'm just waiting on the poop. Which is, a long story short, an advertisement for Jack's Pizza.
I've been cutting down on my Red Bull consumption. Maybe I need to just chug more Red Bulls.
Caffeine will do it to you, man. Like, caffeine will do it to you. I have a relatively high protein diet, a relatively high caffeine lifestyle. Really, the only thing I'm missing is fiber. But it's... I discussed this with my chat. This came up. What... If you had to choose, would you like the ability to control when you, or to be able to poop on command? Which is to say, not that it would remove your ability to poop. You wouldn't be able to be like, oh, I never have to poop, or I poop once a year or whatever. But just the ability
It's
to,
like
in addition to what you already do, the ability to be like, I'm going to go poop.
Compared to what?
I don't know. Do you want that ability?
Because
I said I wanted that ability. I would prefer that. That pooping is an enjoyable enough thing that I would do. I would want that. I would want the ability to control it.
Well, I mean, there are also just times where it's like, well, I don't really have to now, but I'm going to have to later, but I'm going to be doing stuff later. And
yes,
that's going to be annoying. So
that's
like,
exactly the stream thing I'm talking about.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so yeah, I would like to choose when I want to take out the trash, you know, like there are times that are just more convenient than others or whatever.
My chat thought I was crazy for wanting that. They were like, I mean, if I had the choice, I would just rather not have the ability, not have to poop at all. And it's like, you guys are crazy.
They're Kang enjoyers because they're just like, random is more fun. Let's spin the dice. Spin the wheel.
I lost the poop RNG. I have to stream later today. Also, we'll close with everyone's favorite segment. We haven't done it in a while. It's time.
Same.
Fuck you, man.